This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, October 9th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The front page is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. Their gold IRA strategy can shield your wealth from an economic meltdown and is both tax and penalty free. Call 866-525-4680 for more or text TWT to 65532. Israel has declared war on Hamas after a surprise attack by the Palestinian militant group. Ben Wolfgang, Mike Glenn, and Ramsey Touchberry report more than 700 Israelis, the vast majority of them civilians, are now estimated to have died in a wave of missile strikes and ground attacks by Hamas forces targeting communities and military posts along the border of the Gaza Strip. At least 400 people are said to have been killed inside of Gaza, and the fighting is complicated by the more than 130 Israeli soldiers and civilians said to have been captured as hostages by Hamas. U.S. officials reaffirmed America's support for Israel while assessing whether Israeli Americans might be held hostage or how many of those with dual citizenship were killed in the stunning series of coordinated attacks. That number has now reached at least 9. In remarks at the White House Saturday, President Biden pledged the U.S.'s commitment to Israel and promised to never fail to have its back. The immediate goals of Hamas's assault appear simple: to kill and kidnap as many Israelis as possible and spark chaos and fear. Yet Hamas, with the support of its chief state sponsor Iran, indicated it was playing a longer game to undercut the thawing relations between Israel and the Arab world. Iran defended the Hamas surprise attack and called it a significant defeat for Israel, but Tehran gave no official sign that it helped or knew what its ally was planning to do. The front page is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. When you look at the news today, all you see is a financial landscape that's growing more and more dangerous, especially for your retirement funds. Stubborn inflation, soaring interest rates, and astronomical debt could drain their value. The good news is that there's a strategy that can protect your financial future. It's the Gold IRA from American Hartford Gold. This Gold IRA strategy can shield your wealth from an economic meltdown and is both tax and penalty free. American Hartford Gold has earned a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Mention the Front Page Podcast and they'll give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Call 866-525-4680 or text TWT to 65532. That's 866-525-4680 or text TWT to 65532. Most Americans know about the Supreme Court, yet few, outside of lawyers and reporters, are familiar with the Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Alex Sawyer and Stephen Dinan report the New Orleans-based court has been the driving force behind many contentious Supreme Court cases over the past 5 years. The case that overturned Roe v. Wade came from the Fifth Circuit, so too have significant challenges to President Biden's immigration policies. In each case, the Fifth Circuit judges have plowed new constitutional ground, forcing the Supreme Court to tackle issues that some justices would prefer to let alone. And finally, national politics reporter Seth MacLachlan profiles the presidential bid of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the scion of a storied political family who's expected to leave the Democratic Party and run as an independent. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/frontpage or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.